Last time, we showed you what we learned about the rivers of the Amazon. Now we want to show you the forest ecosystems that adapted to the drastically expanding and shrinking water levels. We were there at the highest water level, so we got to see a lot of the flooded forest. Most of our tours were by boat, winding our way between the tree trunks, or treetops. Our tour guide is Magno. He told us that the trees in the flooded forest can be different from those in the non-flooded forest.
Since their roots, or sometimes the entire tree, can be submerged underwater for up to 6 months, trees in the flooded forest usually don't grow as tall, only 20 to 30 meters. Their counterpart can be twice as tall in the non-flooded forest.
The types of trees can be different too. In the flooded forest, there are a lot of rubber trees, not to be confused with the ornamental rubber plant we are familiar with. There are also cutout trees, easily identifiable by their enormous buttresses, like this one. There is still 9 more feet of its buttress underwater. Our personal favorite is the bakuri tree because we got to taste its sweet and sour fruit. Jungle vitamin C. Yum. But the sloths like these Cecropia tree leaves and the buds the most. I tried them and they taste awful to me.
The non-flooded forest is dense and has more varieties of trees and shrubs. We can divide them into layers by height. The emergent layer, with the tallest trees that stand out above all. The canopy layer, that forms the dense cover. The understory, that receives little sunlight. And the forest floor, that is covered with decaying leaves.
We think the coolest tree of the emergent layer is the Brazil nut tree because of its interesting life cycle. Its seeds cluster in a hard shell that won't break even from falling over 150 feet. The only animal that has teeth sharp enough to crack it open is an ROUS.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
It's this cute and furry animal called the agouti. Here is Magno showing us the teeth marks it left on the hard Brazil nut shell. It can't eat all the nuts in one sitting, so it buries the nuts like a squirrel, but forgets about them like a squirrel. That's actually how the Brazil nut trees mostly get planted.
The canopy layer has all kinds of trees, including this gum tree. Magno cuts its bark lightly, and you got to taste it. Creamy and slightly sweet, like milk. My personal favorite is the Anaja palm. I call it the grub hub, because fireflies like to lay their eggs in its seeds. The grubs then grow by eating the inside of the seeds. We got to taste it too. Not the seed, the grub. Beware when Magno offers you a jungle snack.
Yummy, yummy.
It's like a tomato. It's really good.
I guess this is it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Chewy.
Done.
No, come on.
Yup, I swallowed that one. Big mistake. Now whenever I try and go to bed, this happens.
Hey, turn off your butt. I'm trying to sleep.
Sorry, I can't. The understory has lots of vines, like this water vine. If you're really thirsty, they're the jungle water fountain, but they're also good as swings and good for climbing. Look at this monkey go. Some of them can even be really pretty, like this one we saw at the Forest Museum at Manaus. The understory is also where the young trees wait for years for a mature tree to fall. Only then will they get the sunlight they need to reach the top of the canopy.
Finally, there is the forest floor, where all the bugs and fungus are busy decomposing the fallen leaves. But this is actually the most important source of life here. Magno taught us the soil of the Amazon rainforest is actually sandy and nutritionally poor. The decomposing twigs and leaves are the main source of food for the forest. So if the forest is cut down and burned, the nutrients are gone, and it is difficult for the original forest, also known as the primary forest, to grow back. The ones that do grow back are usually in the palm and banana family, which are not that tall and cannot support the diversity of life found in the primary forest. Here, we walk through some primary and secondary forests. Can you see the differences?
Thanks for watching. In the next video, we will show you some of the animals of the Amazon.
Stay salty and maybe you will catch the travel bugs.